दुःखेषु अनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेषु विगतस्पृहा वीतरागभयक्रोधा स्थितधर्मो निरुच्यते.
Wow. Okay, this is obviously from Bhagavad Gita. Can you quote the reference?
This is a second chapter and 56th verse.
Okay. What I heard is that dukkha, sukha and sthita prajna. Can you explain the meaning of this sloka?
According to Bhagavad Gita, it says that the one, it essentially talks about the balanced state of a person or a being or whatever. So as a being, everybody knows that we go through different states of emotions, like misery, like happiness, like ecstasy, all these things. This verse essentially talks about the different states of stuff, and also it tells you the balanced state, what we target to achieve.
Okay. If a person achieves that kind of thing, we call him as sthita prajna, right?
Yes.
So have you experienced that kind of state?
As a human being, I don't think we can able to achieve the 100% of this ultimate balanced state, where you don't have any reaction or response to misery or the happiness or the ecstasy or anger, all these kind of stronger emotions. I don't think it's possible, but in my experience, I'm trying to get some this kind of a balanced state, but it's not entirely possible. But as a human beings, we should try for the best.
So let's say if one person escapes from that kind of situation, let's say like if a person tries to do some yoga, some practice or something, like essentially I'm talking about some monks. Do you think these monks achieve this kind of sthita prajna state?
No, I don't think so, because the thing is that this verse tells about vitaraga bhayakrodha. That means that there is a fear and there is a emotional bondage, there is some other things. These things monks cannot have, because the monks left the life, whatever the life, and they resort to this kind of a sainthood. Sainthood, you can have like a lesser emotions by nature, because you only, as a saint, you only look for the food and you look for the shelter. But life happens beyond food and shelter. So when life happens in the highest level possible, then you have all kind of oscillations of emotions. So this verse tells you that you should achieve a state where you cannot have a reaction, or you can have a lesser reaction to the different states of emotions. So oscillations will be lesser and lesser when your response is lesser and lesser. At one point of time, you got like a freeze state. That is a balanced state.
So you mean to say like it includes both physical and mental as well, right?
Yes, it includes the both physical and mental. Yes, that is true. Yeah, we can say that this verse tells you the balanced state that you should aim it. To reach that kind of balanced state or not, that's up to you, up to your thinking or up to your practice or whatever. But you should aim for this one.
But as a human, people has to respond to these kind of things. What's the point of achieving this?
The thing is that human life is not like a one event. Human life is mixed of many events. Like for example, it is mixed with the random events, which is not in your control. So time is unidirectional. As you are traveling with the time, you cannot control all the events that is happening around you. So, but your reactions like ecstasy, like happiness, like misery, or the anger, or the jealousy. All these kind of reactions is based on the signal. The signal is coming from the mixed events, like random events and your life events. So that's why one day you are super happy, the second day you are very much misery, and the other day you have a lot of rage, and the other day you have a lot of jealous. All these things are like it's keep on changing. You cannot have one state, and then your states is like a dynamic that is based on the time, and time is not a standard one. Like it's not stoic. It's dynamic, and it goes to unidirectional. As long as it's going in the unidirectional, you can have a lot of oscillations. So this verse tells you that your reaction to these oscillations will be zero. Then you understand the purpose of life, then you enjoy the life as it is. But to reach that kind of level, we can try, but if it is not 100%, maybe we can get like 30% or 40%. If it is not 100% reaction, if it is 30-40%, that's also good.
I'm not sure whether I met a person who has Sthitaprajnata, but I know people are like introverts and extroverts. Extroverts, like, they react to their life events like extremely. Introverts, they don't react or express much. So being introvert is close to Sthitaprajnata?
No. Introvert, extrovert is the same two names of the same coin, like two sides of the same coin. So in extroverts, they express their feelings, their emotions in a different way. Introverts expresses in a different way. Introvert and extrovert is like a psyche of a human being. But this verse talks about the reaction to the emotions, reactions to the states. So if you have, for example, today you are a happy state, and then you are responding to that state in a happy. But the second day the state changes, then the state is kind of a misery, and then you are responding to that one. So the misery and happiness is like illusion. This verse says that. So if it is illusion, then your response to that signal is invalid, and it cancels out as the time goes. So once you become certain kind of state where you can understand that happiness, ecstasy, and rage, or whatever the other emotions is like emotions, they are like a surface stuff. But to respond to the surface stuff is not necessary. That is a state called balanced state. And balanced state, as I said, we can try, but it's almost impossible to achieve that.
Okay, you are saying, or the verse saying is that you have to experience both misery and happiness, but not to react.
Have a lesser reaction, but the best is not to react.
Okay, yeah. Let's try to have Sthitaprajnata.
We can definitely target for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is our first verse from Mayadhdari Mystic series. Right?
Yes. Let's wrap up.
Yes.